Hello everyone, how's it going on Instagram and TikTok? How are you all doing today? We are thriving after abuse, and if you're just coming in here, feel free to tap the screen, share it, share the live. I'm going to be here talking for 1 hour, so I'm going to answer all of your questions. We're going to be doing a little bit of a Q&A, and yeah, I'm going to be live for 1 hour. So it is 10:23 right now, Mountain Standard Time. That's where I'm from. And I'm in Canada. I live in Canada. Good evening. Good evening. And yeah, 11:30. I'll probably head out. I'm such a lifesaver. Thank you so much. New year, new boundaries. Exactly. So put in the chat here, anybody who's new to my page, just so you know, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm a certified life and relationship coach, and I help people heal from narcissistic abuse. Oh, you're in Alberta as well? Yes, I live in Alberta. There's a lot that we have to deal with and heal through when it comes to this type of abuse, because there's one thing that's undeniable, is that nobody understands what the fuck we're going through. Nobody gets this, right? This is the hardest thing to describe, to explain. I do one-on-one coaching, and I had a client tell me that they just had some friend find Dr. Ramani. So if you don't know who Dr. Ramani Durvasula is, she is like the leading expert in this type of abuse and this type of disorder and how it affects us. She talks about everything. And I had a client say that one of her friends finally saw it and said, "I get what you went through. I'm sorry," right? It's just having a space, a community where somebody in your life that it's so hard to explain what you went through understands you for the first time. It's incredible. Hello guys, how's it going? Hi Reason, I see you. Yes, Narcology Unscripted on YouTube. Okay, I'll look that up for sure. Your live saved me and the other narcs. Anniversary. I watched your live instead of contacting him. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm so happy. You know, the goal here is to thrive, right? This video happened at the right time. Just blocked him after he found out he was married during our first year together, and he has a child he never told me about. See the lies. The lies that happens with these narcissists. You know what's so crazy about this? Is that they actually believe that if you don't know, it's not true. They don't see the consequences that happens. A narcissist will lie to you and manipulate you and lie to you, cheat on you, steal from you, do all of these things. They'll do all of these things to hurt you, okay? And if you find out about it, so if you find out that they're actually married, you find out that they are, slowly stealing from you. If you find out something about some sort of deception that a narcissist is doing, there is a very good chance that that is just the tip of the iceberg. There is a very good chance, if not, it's a guaranteed chance, that you've only scratched the surface to what they are actually doing or have done. Hey lady, what's going on? Yashira, how are you, girl? I haven't seen you in so long. I mean, I see all of your content. I love your content on Instagram. If you're new here, by the way, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm live here on Instagram, and I'm also live on TikTok. I'm Rollercoaster of Love on both platforms, and I'm also on YouTube as well. And these lives do get posted on YouTube. So if you do want to watch this again, or if there's something that you pick up on that is helpful to you, you can find it on YouTube. And if you go to the link in my bio, you can also find it on my podcast on Spotify. Straight out of Utah, crazy non-Mormon name, Luna's stepping in to comment and amuse. Wait a minute. Stepping in is different, right? Chris, didn't you have a different one? 2023 and narc free. So guys, if you want to be narc free in 2023, I sell some awesome merch. So we got some merch. We got some narc free hats and In Canada, we call them toques, but if you are in the States and anywhere else in the world, I think they're referred to as beanies, and on my website, we call them beanies. So if you do want to get yourself a narc-free hat and a narc-free beanie or a coffee mug or any of the other merch that I have, go to the link in my bio. You can find it there. But yeah, we're narc-free and thriving in 2023. This is the plan. Whatever they try to do to stop us from our healing, to stop us from our growing, and just give us this, like, what a narcissist doesn't realize is how strong we actually are. You know, they'll cut us and cut us and cut us and tell us that we're worthless, tell us that we're nothing, that we're never gonna, survive without them. The thing is, we had to survive them. We had to survive this relationship, meaning we will survive healing the relationship. If we can survive the relationship and all of its abuse, we can survive healing from it. Could you please describe more the word abuse? When does it begin? Okay, so that is a really good question. When does the abuse actually begin? When you're dealing with a narcissist, when you're dealing with a toxic person, when you're dealing with an abuse cycle. When does it actually begin? My first love. Hello, Abby. Hands up. When does that begin? Thank you so much for the hat. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm doing all I can do to keep my my head afloat right now. I know all of us are struggling for the new year and struggling for the holidays. And so I'm here to help. And anything that you do to pay it forward helps other survivors, helps me. And I really appreciate the gifts. So thank you so much. It begins when you realize you're not alone. Yeah. Where does the abuse begin with a person like this? When does that begin? Can I tell you something? It begins from day one. Exactly, Kelly. It begins from day one. The second you're with an abuser, they're abusing you from the second they see you. There was somebody here on TikTok. Well, this is Instagram. Somebody here on TikTok that I had met that I fell for. And the very first time this person saw me, he was watching me on a live. Okay? And I have confirmation that this happened. He sat there with his phone, wild-eyed and messaging back and saying, I'm going to get her. His legs were crossed on the couch and he was watching. You remember that jerk? Yeah. He was sitting there on the couch just like, introducing himself to me, and we carried on a relationship. That abuse cycle started the second he saw me, the second he laid his eyes on me. And an abuser, the second they lay their eyes on you, the abuse starts. There's love bombing, which is abuse, right? In the idealization phase, when a narcissist or a toxic person finds you and starts to rope you into that abuse cycle, they are abusing you the second they lay eyes on you. The second they lay eyes on you, they're planning, they're manipulating, they're laying the track so that you get trapped and you stay stuck in this relationship. The love bombing is manipulation. Love bombing is a selfish person's way to trap you faster than you can see who they really are. That's abuse. So to answer that question, the abuse starts the second they see you. Say one, think, do another. Yeah, well, your actions have to match your words. So I have a journal on Amazon. If anybody's interested in getting a journal on Amazon, it has a few quotes of mine in there, but it's really just a journal of your freedom. And, you can really start and write anything. I have another one that I'm working on called the Narc Free Journal, and that one's going to have more guided quotes, but this one's a good one to get started. But one of the things that I write, and I know this is backwards, one of the things that I write on the back of this is love is a verb. That's what it says. Love is a verb. Okay? Love is, so this is in the start of the book. Love is a verb. When a narcissist tells you they love you, but they do not match it with their actions, that is not love. How do they show you love? Love is a verb. Love is how we show up for people. Love is the action that we take. Okay? The actions have to match the words. Anyone can just say they love you. Anyone can just say that they're going to future fake a reality that'll never exist. Anyone can say that. How do they show it, right? You had so much abuse. Thank you for helping people. Thank you so much. Oh, Abby, we need to chat again. I have so much to tell you. What do I think about a narc dating a narc? Two narcissists together in a relationship? Oh my goodness. If you follow Lee Hammock, he is a self-aware narcissist, and he's on all the platforms. You can find him at Mental Healness. He has some really funny skits about two narcissists dating. And the thing with two narcissists is that they both need that control, and eventually that power dynamic will crumble, right? They're abusing each other in a way and manipulating each other in a way, but I don't know how sustainable that would be, right? He's amazing. I love Lee. Yes, I do have some content with him as well. I got to meet him in Toronto when I was there in November, and he is exactly what you see on the screen. He's awesome. Yes, I need that. Yes. So I'm sorry, on Instagram here, I'm so behind on the comments. So if you want to write it again, and I'm just going to try and scroll through and see which comments come up. What is sad, Ashley? Where are you from? I live in Canada. I live in Alberta. And I do have a lot of clients all over the world. So a lot of times they're pretty surprised that I'm from Canada. I'm in my 40s. I've just learned about how narcissists have abused me and broke free. Your videos helped me a lot. Oh, you're so welcome. Your page saved my life. Oh, you guys, I want you to know something. Your presence here on my page, just being here with me, saves me. Literally saves me. I had to deal with a lot in my marriage, but the post-separation abuse is really real. When you leave a narcissist, or you discard a narcissist, or they discard you, and you go and live your life, I am in YYC, yes. You go and you live your life, and you go and you live this freedom that they don't have access to anymore. So here's the thing about narcissists, okay? They want access to you, and they want to control you in every way. They want you to be they want to be in control of your emotions. They want to be in control of your finance. They want you to be under their thumb all the time. It sucks. It really does suck. But here's the thing, okay? Once you leave the narcissist and they're out of your control, they spiral because they need you. You are their supply. And once they lose control and they see you living a life on your own without them and you're thriving, they get so angry. And so even though you leave that narcissist and you're no longer being controlled, manipulated, abused in that way, they will still try to abuse you because they're so mad that you have a life that you took back. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. That you have a life that you took back. They're so pissed about that. They don't want that. They want you to be sitting there as miserable as them. So they're going to do everything to keep you in that misery. And especially if you have kids, they'll even harm your kids in that way. They'll even withhold their basic necessities, needs, child support. They'll turn into deadbeats. They'll turn into, an awful controlling parent. An abuser is an abuser no matter what. He manipulates the kids, right? Yeah, they do that. They manipulate them. There's emotional incest happening as well. Sometimes they'll start crying in front of the kids and making the kids take on their emotions. Oh, your mom's doing this. Your mom's doing that. Am I a good dad? Am I a bad dad? They'll start doing a bunch of shit to your younger kids and have them and control their emotions. It's really insidious. Okay, so how can I release my brain? It's so drawn with dopamine, seeking for. I'm going through this right now. He makes over $160 per year and he doesn't want to pay child support, right? That's called a deadbeat daddy. That's what a narcissist does when they have nobody else to tantrum to and they think they've got one up on you. Oh, I'm going to withhold money. What they don't realize when they don't pay child support and they're in arrears like that and they turn into a deadbeat, what they don't realize is they're not trying to hurt you. They're hurting their own kids. They're hurting their own kids by denying what is court ordered to help reimburse for the basic needs of their own kids. Food, shelter, basic necessities, being able to nurture them, keep them safe, protect them, keep a roof over their head, keep them warm. They do that because they're so mad at you for having your own life, for taking your power back. It's pure evil. She just called crying. Yeah, your ex-narc is pure evil. Deadbeat, 100% a deadbeat dad or a deadbeat parent. That's what that is when they do that kind of stuff, because it's so selfish. They're doing it because a lot of the times narcissists have an emotional immaturity about them, so they're stunted at childhood. What happens with a narcissist is they were deprived of 3 things growing up. 3 things. 1, they were deprived of ever having a labeled emotion. So either their parents just said, no, don't cry, here's a Skittle. Here, have this, have that, don't cry, you're not sad, you're not sad. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. If you're a parent and you're doing this, don't feel bad for yourself. You still have time to change this. You still have time to redirect this type of parenting. We don't need perfect parents. We just need good enough parents, okay? So once you know this information and you don't want to deprive your child of labeling their feelings, you can start by saying, I can see that you're sad. I get sad too. Label that feeling for them, okay? Their parents never did that. One or both parents never got to label their feelings. The second thing that happens with a narcissist is that they weren't able to have the tools to regulate their emotion. They weren't labeled. They didn't know how to regulate it. And in turn, they never were able to, number 3, feel the feeling. Their parents or one of their parents or both of their parents never gave them this tool to be able to regulate their emotions. This is how they develop emotionally. This is how a person develops emotionally. So a narcissist, here's a little kid that's trying to learn how to feel and trying to develop emotionally, but their parents are saying, no, I'm not going to label your feelings for you. You're going to figure that shit out on your own. I'm not going to help you feel your feelings. You're going to numb your feelings. You're going to turn to some vices and some coping mechanisms that I'm not going to help you with. Okay? And I'm not going to let you regulate because I don't even want you to feel that feeling. If you're a parent and you're doing this, you need to stop today. You need to let your kids feel their feelings. You need to help label them and help them regulate. Because if you don't, what happens? That child turns into the inward self. They can no longer rely on what's outside of them. They can no longer rely on their parents or their caretakers to give them a sense of learning, education on emotion. They go inward. They become self-absorbed and they start gaslighting the world around them and turn to narcissism. And this is how a narcissist is born. This is what happens. It's not nature, it's nurture. It's how your parents raised you. What do you mean by regulate? Learning how to calm and down-regulate your emotion. Learning how to take it from here and going down here, not numbing it. The best way to reach out to me, Marcy, is go to the link in my bio. You can book a 30-minute coaching session with me to get started. If you have a bit of a long story and you have a lot that you would like validation for, you can go straight to a 60-minute. But all of my coaching is on the link in my bio. My ex-parents are both jacked up, very selfish people. Definitely did not get any emotional support growing up. Yeah, emotional support is emotional. You need to have an emotional development. That comes from your peers. That comes from your family. I'll probably just cry the first 30 minutes. You know what? That happens. That totally happens. What I do in my coaching sessions, just so you know, and if you're new here, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm a certified life and relationship coach. I help people heal and escape abusive relationships. Thank you so much for the kissy heart. I also offer merchandise. So if you want to be narc free in 2023, you want to get yourself a hat, or you want to get yourself a little beanie, and a journal as well. So if you want to write all the fun things that you're going to be up to while you're free, you can get this on Amazon. It's also in the link in my bio. You can just Google, if you can't find it, you can just Google Rossana Faye or Rollercoaster of Love Healing Journal. You'll find it. But what I do in my coaching session is really give you a sense of clarity. There's this thing that happens with a narcissistic relationship with an abuser. Okay, we talk about cognitive dissonance. Who here knows what that is? Hands up if you know the term cognitive dissonance. You've heard it before in psychology, right? We often think of cognitive dissonance, the description of it being two competing thoughts existing in the mind. Okay, cognitive dissonance, two competing thoughts existing in your mind. Okay, I have to go to work today. I'm too lazy. I don't want to get out of bed. Oh, I want to work out and go to the gym. All I want to do is eat pizza and ice cream. Okay, those are two competing thoughts. We get confused in the confusion of two competing thoughts. Now, in a narcissistic relationship, cognitive dissonance exists very differently because it's not a thought. It's not a thought, it's an experience. You're having two competing experiences. You're having a person who's telling you that they are your soulmate, that you love them. You're having a parent, a narcissistic parent, who says, I will protect you. I will take care of you and raise you and nurture you and feed you and do all of the things. And then you trust that side. That is one thought. That's one experience that you're living. And the cognitive dissonance happens when the words don't meet the actions. They tell you that they love you, but then they cheat on you. They tell you they'll protect you, but then they yell and scream at you, and you feel unsafe. Right? You are dealing with two competing people, two competing experiences. You're having two competing parents or two competing relationships. You're Jekyll and Hyde. That's what you look at. You see Jekyll, you see Hyde, and you don't know which one you're going to get. That is cognitive dissonance in a narcissistic relationship. And yes, it keeps us very stuck because we don't know what's comfortable. We don't know when we're going to be comfortable. It's so volatile. It's so dysfunctional. It's walking on eggshells. It hurts. The narcissist that I married, I never knew who was going to be coming through that door. You know, every day I'd make sure the house was clean. I'd make sure a good meal was cooked. I'd make sure that the kids were all, perfect in his eyes. They were drinking enough water. The toys were all put away. Everything was good so that when he came through that door, there was some level of control that I could try to attempt to put to make him feel good. So that when he walked in, I wasn't getting Dr. Hyde. Right? I wanted to have him happy all the time. And so I did all the things that I could do to make sure that I wasn't going to have a bad day with the narcissist. That creates so much confusion, walking on eggshells. It also does this thing where we are sitting in fight or flight survival mode all the time. How do you move forward? I know. So moving forward is healing from within. I can help you with one-on-one coaching. That would be something that we could do in coaching. If you wanted to book a session with me, you can go to the link in my bio and book a 30-minute session to get started. I would absolutely love to help you. Hello again, John. How are you? It is exhausting. It's exhausting. Think about being in constant state of fight and flight. Think about what that is. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. Like, you're literally so stuck you can't move. It's debilitating. We're only supposed to have a little bit of cortisol in our body when we're entering a room of random people we don't know, or a dangerous place, or we're about to jump out of a plane, or let's say you hit the brakes and you're about to hit the car in front of you and you jolt. or you are about to walk out on stage and do a speech and you have a little bit of stage fright, that's cortisol. That is stress hormone that spikes when we're in a moment of adrenaline or in a moment of fear or danger. Think about what our body has to go through just to have that 2, 3, 5 minute spike. Now think about your cortisol spiking like that 24/7. How long did the narcissist put you in a silent treatment? The longest for me was 3 weeks. 3 weeks of the silent treatment. Who here has experienced a silent treatment? We know it is the absolute most terrifying, painful, emotional torture you'll ever experience. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Guys, if you want to subscribe to my live, I know I don't go live very often, but the more subscribers I get, the more it tells me I need to go live more and be able to be here talking to you about this. 4 weeks, 5 months for me, okay? Currently experiencing silent treatment right now. Thank you so much for the rose. It's the worst, right? Yes, trying to even explain to your families and the stressful thing that happens when you're in the silent treatment. You are still protecting the narcissist because it's so awful for you to even realize that you're going through this, right? How do you explain your freedom to a new person after 18 years of abuse and now free? So you have to give them your experience. You have to tell them what you experienced and what you're experiencing now. Show them the difference between the two. For me, I always say that the worst day on the side of freedom will still be far better than the best day I ever had with that narcissist. I explained that when I was with that narcissist, I couldn't buy $5 cheese. I was criticized for my clothing, what I wore, what I said. They hacked my payment account. For some reason, I'll renew next week. Oh yeah, no worries. I'm sorry they hacked your payment account. Having no voice, not being heard, having silent treatment. Oh my God, Neil! How's it going? Right, and then now being able to be free and self-expressed and have your authenticity back, have yourself back, learn who you are again. That's how you describe it to them. The two differences between who you were when you were with them and who you are today. That's how you explain it. And yes, congratulations for escaping. I'm going to keep the baby and not put him on the birth certificate because he threatened to end my life. Yeah. You know, they do that a lot. They threaten you. They threaten you to... This narcissist that I married just recently threatened me and my life. Encouraged me to end it. Said the kids would be better off without their mom. The kids would be better off without you. You know, just end it. Jump off a bridge, get hit by a bus, get hit by a car. You know, all of these crazy things. And you know what's really sad about this? And I want to tell you something. This is not to give compassion to the narcissist or make them feel any special way. You know, if you feel a type of way about this, it's limited, okay? Redirect it back to the abuse. But I'm going to tell you something about every single vile, awful thing the narcissist says to you. They call you fat. They call you lazy. They tell you that they want you to off yourself. They tell you that you're worthless, that, you know, you're disgusting, you're all of this stuff. All that shit that they're saying, insulting you in that way, trying to make you feel shitty, they're saying it to themselves. They hate themselves so much. Denise and Maria, hello, girl. They say it to themselves. They think they're lazy. They think they're fat. They think they're disgusting. They call you a liar. They're the one that's lying. They want to end themselves. Sometimes they might even have those ideations, but they're gonna weaponize it, right? Hey, Chicky, what's up, Justin? So every awful thing that a narcissist says to you, yes, it is a reflection of their character. They're not talking to you. They're talking to themselves. They're talking to a mirror. What happens in this relationship with a narcissist is that they idolize you in the beginning and they see you as this really delusional person. Like they see a real an unrealistic version of you that you don't even know exists. It is a delusion. They work you up and put you on this pedestal and put you up there like you're perfect. And then they play this role for you to create that perfection in them. That's why they mirror you, because if they think you're perfect, then that means they're going to be perfect too. Watching comments is scary. How many are in relationships like that? I know. John, why can't we just find good men like you? Seriously, there are so many good men out there. There's so many good women out there. There are so many good people out there, but there's so many toxic ones. And when we can recognize who the toxic ones are, they can sit down so that the good ones can stand up. Okay? There are so many good people out there, but at the same time, there's also so many toxic people. My ex used to say, "You're never going to find anyone like me." Well, good. I hope I don't. You're never going to find anyone like me. I'm one of a kind. Yeah, no, you're not. Literally, some of my story that I share, so many people are like, that happened to me. Like, that is exactly what happened to me. They're not unique. A narcissist accusations are their own confessions. Exactly, Neil. 100%. 100%. So, can't say that enough. When a narcissist accuses you of some shit that you know you didn't do, they're actually confessing something that they did. And they have weird ways of doing it. They have really weird ways of doing it. They might sometimes say that someone else did it. Oh, this guy from work hired a prostitute. Oh my God, it was so crazy how he did that. He's cheating on his wife. I can't believe he's cheating on his wife. It's so awful that why would he cheat on his wife like that? Seriously. The whole time it's them. It's the whole time them. They're the ones cheating on you. They have weird ways of confessing their weirdness. That, or they'll accuse you of it. They'll accuse you of some crazy stuff. And you'll be like, where did that even come from? Why are you like, no, I'm not cheating on you with somebody at the gym. What are you talking about? No, I'm not getting gangbanged in the fucking bathroom. Like, seriously, my ex would accuse me of going for a 5-minute gangbang in the bathroom. Like, at a restaurant. No, that's not happening. Which leads me to wonder, what the hell is he confessing there? Because, it's really fucked up. But here's the thing. We have to kind of accept that they're just so messed up. We'll never understand it. And when we ask ourselves questions like, how could they do this? Why would they do that? How could I be putting myself through? We don't know. We're not them. How does that even work? Pfft. Who knows? Are there people just in the bathroom waiting for that shit? No freaking clue. It is disgusting. What is a good question to ask when you first meet someone new to avoid a new narc since I'm empathetic? Yes. Brandy. Very good question. You're so welcome for all that I do. I will continue making content. He's not going to fucking stop me. The one in my life wants to stop me from doing this. Now he's turned into a deadbeat dad and doesn't want to pay child support. But I'm going to keep hustling and I'm going to keep doing this and helping more people. What you want to do is you want to keep your information to a minimum and let that person talk. You're empathetic, okay? So when a narcissist or a toxic person wants to weaponize you for your empathy, they're going to draw on every little thing you say. Every word you say that comes out of your mouth, they're going to log it in their little book, in their little head and go, ooh, her mom had depression. Okay, I'm going to use that. Oh, okay, yeah. Her sister's a stripper. Okay, I'm going to use that one. Ooh, failed marriage. Yeah, I'll use that one too. Ooh, antidepressants. Okay, I'm going to use that one. And they're going to log all that information in their little fucking mind and use it to weaponize you later. So if you first meet a person to avoid the heartbreak, because we can't avoid a narcissist. What we want to do is give you the tools to be able to cut somebody off as soon as they're experiencing this cognitive dissonance. They're someone different. You want to cut them off as soon as they're not who they say they are and they're not really for you. Block, cut off, you're done. You're over, we're done. Okay, but how do we do that? We can't avoid narcissists. we can avoid heartbreak. Okay, and just to segue into that, there is a webinar coming up called Dating Again, How to Avoid Heartbreak After a Toxic Breakup. It's on the link in my bio under What's New. It's on January 25th. It's $24. I'm going to be a panelist on that, and I'll be answering me along with 3 other people who are in this space, content creators. It's hosted by Stronger Than Before. If you don't know her, she's Stronger Than Before coach and Stronger Than Before here, Lisa Sunny. And she is hosting this webinar, and we're absolutely going to be talking about dating and what to say when we first meet people, okay? Just in case they're narcissists. We can't avoid narcissists. They're literally everywhere. I could throw a rock out my door and find, like, at least it'll hit one for sure. Okay, we can't avoid them. But what we can do is be discerning and get away from them and be able to block them. The second we don't feel right, the second our intuition's telling us no, because those weren't butterflies that you feel, that's anxiety. Hey, little sister, what's up? What's going on? What are some good tactics regarding gang stalking, or if the narc has them? What do you mean, gang stalking? What's that mean? I want to thank you for opening up my eyes 7 hours after I broke up with him. You popped up. You know what? People just pop up in your life right at the right time. You know, and that's probably a sign that you did the right thing. Toxic empathy does not exist. A toxic empath, I don't believe in that at all. I think somebody just made that up to excuse their people-pleasing tendencies, to have a word to don't mute Justin. Justin's my friend. What did we mute Justin for? Justin shared the live. I don't know what he said, but don't mute Justin. Maybe unmute him. Toxic empathy for me, to be a toxic empath just puts a label that takes away accountability. So I really don't believe in a toxic empath. And there is a person that is on TikTok trying to educate on toxic empathy, and they are an abuser themselves. So I wouldn't trust anything that person says, to be honest. If a narc tells you they saw you 10 miles away and describes everything to a T without cameras, ooh, that sounds very specific. Can't give you any answers on that right now. I would recommend booking a coaching session if you wanted to get some clarity on that. Block, no contact, exactly. I haven't been able to file a police report on the narc. Are you looking to get a protection order or a restraining order? Keep going, yeah, thanks. Like a group of people may be involved. It sounds really creepy indeed, and it's something that sounds like it's taking away from the focus of you. So a narcissist is really good at creating chaos in your life. They live and thrive on paranoia and delusions. They think everyone's out to get them. They think the world is out to get them. They feel the world to be a really hostile place. And the reason why they do that, you can get one of these right here in the link in my bio. The reason why they do that is because they create this hostile world around them, because they live in misery and hostility. They live in that. So of course they think everyone's out to get them. They're out to get everyone else. Right? They want you to be sitting there being like, I think other people involved. I think I'm being gang stalked. I think I'm being harassed. They want you to sit there in that paranoia too, because they're living in it, and they want to drown you down into the misery, into the depths of the misery that they're in. They're living in misery being paranoid like that. They think everyone's out to get them, when reality, no, you just hurt people. That's it. What's up, Rebel? So my suggestion for you, what I urge you to do, is take the focus off that abuser and off that narcissist. Whether they're stalking you or they have a group of people, whether those people are flying monkeys or being triangulated in to try to get to you, whether they're doing that or not, ask yourself, how much control do you actually have of that? How much control do you have of that? You don't, okay? So focus on what you do have control on, which is you can go no contact. And we can accept that these people will just do what they're doing. Okay? I'm moving 300 miles away. Sometimes we got to do that. Sometimes we got to change our phone number. Sometimes we got to move. Sometimes we have to get restraining orders. He puts a tracker on the car. The police says you can't prove it. No, sometimes you can't prove it. But did you know that it is a criminal offense, okay, to have any kind of recording device in your home? If you can track it, if you can find it, you can take that straight to the cops and have that person arrested. But it's hard to prove. You have to prove that it's them. But they'll do all sorts of crazy things. And the second you let them know that it bothers you, you feed them. You don't want to let them know that it bothers you, even if it does bother you. You don't want them to you don't want them to know. Okay, Justin's back. I don't know who muted you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, Justin. Are you in? Are you still muted? Let me see if... I don't know if he's muted still. Your narc ruined all recent holidays and in his mating. What does that mean? Someone put an AirTag on my daughter's car in Edmonton. Oh, I've had actually one of my clients said that someone had that happen to them as well. I'm so sorry. It's such a violation. Such a violation. I don't know how I can have access to Justin without... Here, let me do... Oh, I invited you, but I'm not inviting people right now. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Manage. Unmute. There we go. You're unmuted. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know who did that. Sorry, bro. Come back. Can't find him. No, I got him back. We're good. We're good. Sorry, the comments are going really fast on both here, so I'm trying to just see what pops up. But I want you to do something. When a narcissist is trying to get all of your attention, it's very normal for us to be hypervigilant, especially when we were in these abusive relationships. It's like, just imagine being so tortured and abused so many ways and being blindsided and not knowing where it happened, how it happened, and then going everywhere, walking out of your door in life, just being like, everyone's gonna hurt me. You know, you walk into a building, you know where all the exits are. You walk into a place, you know where all the fire extinguishers are. You look at it and you're scanning the whole room, being like, who's got a knife, who's got a gun, who's got this. You're looking for possible threat. That's hypervigilance. So it makes a lot of sense to be in a hypervigilant mode. But we need to remove the hyper and go to being vigilant. Learning about narcissism, learning about these toxic people and what the traits look like. Understanding why you got here and why you were particularly vulnerable to a person like this. Can someone please explain flying monkeys to me? Yes, a flying monkey is a person who carries out the abuse for the narcissist, sometimes unknowingly. It is called abuse by proxy. It is a willing or unwilling participant to the abuse, where the narcissist can have someone else carry out the bidding for them, and they can be like, no, that wasn't me, I didn't say that. That would be a flying monkey. They were basically the flying monkeys that would assist the witch in the Wizard of Oz. That's where the term came from. But the clinical term is abuse by proxy. They're unaware of the manipulation, it is the same. Yeah, you know, if we're talking about a narcissist being unaware, because there's a lot of unaware narcissists. Obviously, I'm friends with 2 self-aware narcissists here on TikTok and Instagram. Ben Taylor, Raw Motivations, and Lee Hammock, which is from Mental Healness. They're self-aware. They understand that they have NPD and that some of their behaviors can be harmful and abusive to others. And they're working on it through therapy and through speaking out and giving perspective to survivors as a way to say, hey, we understand what you went through and this is why we did it. An unaware narcissist, you had a session with Ben Taylor today? He's awesome. Yes, he is. He is awesome. And by the way, if you do not already follow Ben Taylor or Raw Motivations, he has an amazing app called the Narc app. stands for Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Community, and it's a community of people that I'm on as well. And I also have a course on that app called Dating After Abuse. So if you go to the link in my bio under resources, you'll see Raw Motivation's Narc app, and you can download the app and have access to my course, Dating After Abuse. A lot of them know that they're narcs, but they don't give a fuck. Yeah. One of the biggest things that I can say, if you're ever asking yourself, why did the narcissist do this? Why did the narcissist do that? Why don't they care about their kids? Why don't they care about this? Why do they keep hurting me? Why do they do all this? 3 words to answer every question you ever have about a narcissist. 3 words. What is it? 3 words. I'm so pretty without makeup. I know today is a non-makeup day for me. It's kind of one of those days where I don't have time for makeup and I have my kids. But thank you. I appreciate you for saying that. Go no contact. No, that's a great 3 words, but this is the reason why. They don't care. Exactly. Tiger Gemma, you guys got it. They don't care. They don't care. Exactly, Kayla. They don't care. Those are the 3 words. Why does a narcissist do anything they fucking do? They don't care. Why? Because they don't care about themselves. Yeah, they're jealous, they're paranoia and arrogance. They have all the 9 traits, or sometimes you only need 5 to be in the DSM-5 of NPD, really. But narcissistic traits, there's 9 of them. Okay, is that one of the signs? Well, they don't care is just kind of like a catch-all for all of it. But the 9 behavioral traits of narcissism really kind of cover all of that. They only really care about themselves. And in that sense, they don't even care about themselves. They actually hate themselves. I have not been following you for a bit. Okay, well, if you want to, you can follow me right now. I feel so lazy and weaker since I left, like no energy. You want to know why that is? Don't ever beat yourself up for that, okay? Be kind to yourself. Show yourself love. Because what happens when you're with a narcissist is that they don't give you the space to be free and comfortable. They leave you in a sense of anxiety and fight or flight survival mode. If you're in a constant state of fight and flight, that shit is exhausting. Yes, you can get a narc-free beanie or a narc-free hat. You can go to the link in my bio under merch, and you can get any of these that I offer. And we can wear them proudly. We are narc-free in 2023, right, guys? They've never been diagnosed. Can it be used in court for their actions? No. That's a big fat no. If you don't follow Judge Anthony or Anthony Bompiano on Instagram, I would go follow him. He has really good information about toxic people in the courts. He is an retired judge in New York City. And he has lots of good insight on abuse and how that translates and looks at in the court system. So it's really hard to approve emotional abuse or any type of mental health disorder. So no. You could request psych evaluations through the courts. Yes, absolutely. But abuse, specifically abuse, no. That just shows that they're not mentally stable enough to take care of the kids. But a psych evaluation isn't going to give someone a diagnosis of narcissistic personality disorder. You want to focus on the behaviors. You want to focus on the wellness of the children. You want to focus on threats. You want to focus on evidence and proof. It's been 2 weeks since I got him kicked out and my sleep cycle is jacked up. It's 1 a.m. where I live. Yeah, I've talked about this in my content about sleep deprivation as a form of physical abuse. Now, I know this is a kind of a controversial topic because how can sleep deprivation be abuse? They never laid their hands on me. Anthony Bompiano, B-O-M-P, Bompiano, Bompiani, Anthony Bompiani. That's the judge's name. On TikTok, it's Judge Anthony. If you go on TikTok, you'll find Judge Anthony, and then you can find his Instagram. But his Instagram here, I believe, is Anthony Bompiani. Physical abuse, they will say things like, I've never laid a hand on you, I wouldn't touch you. But my ex would put me in front of, like, block a doorway or shut the door and not let me out. That's physical abuse. If someone's blocking a doorway and not letting you out, that's being entrapped in a place. That's physical abuse. That's being trapped. Okay, if they're driving like a maniac, you're about to get into a car accident and they're driving recklessly in front of you to scare you with intimidation, that's physical abuse. Your physical body is in danger. It's a type of physical abuse. And very much like sleep deprivation, your body becomes sluggish, ill. You are losing sleep. So you're not at your optimal self, right? Your sleep is part of your health. It's not just mental health, it's physical health. So yes, that is a form of physical abuse. Yes, they punch a hole in the wall right beside your face. Okay? That's physical abuse, guys. So I know not a lot of people would want to agree with that, but abuse is abuse is abuse. And that is a form of physical abuse because it's putting your body in danger. That's why. And a narcissist does this because, and yes, sexual abuse is also physical abuse. A narcissist does this because if they're sleep depriving you, you are more susceptible to their gaslighting and you will fall prey to all of their little tricks and all their little manipulation tactics, and you'll give in to whatever it is they're trying to get from you. A narcissist really just wants to get something from you. You are a vehicle that gets you from point A to point B, and they'll use you just like a vehicle. I used to tell the narcissist that I married that I was a gas station. Why do you treat me like a gas station? You just come around when you need something from me. You fill up and then you leave. Oh, honey, you're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you are like a gas station. I'll try not to treat you like that again. You're right. I do that to you. I don't mean to. Because you're not a person to a narcissist. You're objectified. You're not a human being to a narcissist. This is why they hate you so much. This is what they hate about themselves. They hate the part of you that's human. They don't want you to be human. They want you to be an object. They want you to be perfect in their eyes. They've idealized you so much to be perfect that when you turn into a human for a second and say something human, right? Do a normal human thing where you have your own bodily autonomy, you have your own thoughts and emotions and opinions and perspective. They don't want that. You're this perfect person they idolize. You're this perfect image that they created. You're not supposed to be a human. They don't want a human. They want you to be an object. They want to use you like a tool or a vehicle. The second you have a life of your own, start doing shit for yourself, they hate you because it makes them, it forces them to have to see the humanity in them. And there's a lot of times it's not there. A lot of the times they're empty like that. They're empty vessels. They're a bucket with holes. Then you try to satisfy them and you try to pour into them and try to fill their bucket, and all of that just fucking spills out. All of that is just gone. You'll never be able to satisfy a person like this. The goalposts keep moving and moving and moving, and once you think you've satisfied them or you've given them what they wanted in the moment, they want more. They expect more from you. You know, you're not affectionate enough. You don't give me enough hugs. Okay, well, you only gave me 5 hugs last month. I want 10 hugs. I want a hug every day. I want a hug every minute. I want a hug every second. You're not affectionate. You never touch me. You never touch me. You're not affectionate. Everything you do is wrong. Are we listening or are we solving problems? Is that something that they would say to you? I felt like a parrot robot. Yeah, we feel like we're just doing whatever they want us to do for them, right? We're here to serve them. The second we become human, they hate us, but they don't actually hate us. they're not actually abusing us. I mean, in reality, yes, they're abusing us, but who they're actually abusing is themselves. They hate themselves. They hate themselves so much that they have to abuse themselves through us. We are a vessel at which they get to abuse themselves because they're so self-loathing and filled with a shame-based fear of being ordinary. Those are Brené Brown's words. If you don't know Brené Brown, she is amazing. She wrote a bunch of awesome books, and the last one was Atlas of the Heart. And she defines narcissism as a shame-based fear of being ordinary, because they don't want you to be ordinary. They think that being human is a bad thing. So they dehumanize not only themselves, but you as well. What's cracking? What's up, Drew? How's it going? Filled with demons. Yes. A few questions left there. I miss Row After Dark. Oh my gosh, I know. I need to get back on Row After Dark. If you guys don't know, I have another account called Resting Flirt Face. On Instagram, no, I don't have it, but on TikTok, I do have Resting Flirt Face, which is a fun account. And once I get back in the green again, once I'm back up in my bag, then I'm gonna go and just do some fun stuff. Right now, I'm going live a lot because I am promoting my journal, which is on Amazon. I'm promoting my coaching services and a couple of webinars that are on my link in my bio. One webinar, which is a really great one, which I've talked about, is how to date again, giving you the tools to date again after an abusive relationship or a toxic breakup. That one's called Dating Again, how to avoid heartbreak after a toxic breakup. That one is on the link in my bio. Second one is Resting Flirt Face is on TikTok. Yes. The next webinar that's coming up is on February 6th, where we will be interviewing Lundy Bancroft. If you don't know who he is, please look him up. He is the author of a book called Why Does He Do That? And it's called Inside of the Minds of Controlling Abusive Men. He studied a great deal of different types of personality disorders and abusive men, how they get treated, why they became abusive. And he is going to be on the panel where me and a few other creators are going to be interviewing him. That is going to be an amazing event. So yes, I'm here to promote those. Promote that journal more. Promoting the journal. This is a journal. It's just a really simple journal with a few of my quotes, and it doesn't have any prompts or guides, but I'm working on a narc free journal that's going to have prompts and guides. It's your step-by-step guide to being narc free and having to live in the freedom of being narc free. But this one is a really good starter just to kind of write all your thoughts. His name is called Lundy Bancroft. He wrote the book, Why Does He Do That? So those are the things that we're promoting. And obviously, if you don't know already, my name is Ro. I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. I'm also a certified life and relationship coach. I do one-on-one coaching. I do group coaching. The group coaching that's coming up is January 15th. And it is in a group setting on a Zoom call, very much like Rollercoaster of Love Journal. Yes, it's very much, my group coaching is very much like a support group. We spill all our shit in that group. It's very healing. You get a space with people who you get to see face to face on a Zoom call, who I promise you will get it. What was the woman's name you said? Lundy Bancroft is a man, written by a man about controlling men. So I'm not sure which woman you meant. But yes, I want you to know that there is a group of people. You're not alone. We heal together when it comes to this. And sometimes when you're stuck in these relationships or you're trying to heal from it, you might find that your friends have no idea what you went through, right? Brené Brown, yes, sorry. You try to explain this type of abuse to a family member or friend who's always saw the two of you like, oh, you guys were a perfect couple. What do you mean you were abused? What do you mean he abused you? What do you mean she was abusive? What do you mean? Because that whole time you were trying to protect your abuser. And you were also in denial because you thought that there was some hope there. You thought that the things would get better, and they never did. So how do you explain to somebody that not only are you healing from narcissistic abuse, you were abused, right? The person that you created, the person that you protected, created this optic, this image that they were a good person, is not a good person, right? How much are the hats? I don't know the price of it. You'll have to go to the link in my bio. On Instagram, you can actually see all the prices. I think these are $30. I'll have to find out exactly how much they are, but you can go to the link in my bio and the prices are on there. But yeah, it's tough to explain this and to be around people who just don't understand what you went through. So my support group, my coaching session, it's monthly. It's with up to 25 people, and they usually sell out every month. This has kind of been a slow month for everybody because of the holidays. So if you did want a good personalized group coaching where the group is a little bit smaller and more intimate, this is the one to get. Go to the link in my bio, January 15th, monthly group coaching, and you can book it. You'll get a link. You'll be able to join. You have an opportunity to share. You have an opportunity to hear other people's stories and experiences. And if anything, you might save someone's life. You might save someone. You know how sometimes some of you pop on here, and I love you for that, for saying this, but that I save your life, or that I saved you when you saw something on my page. You sharing a part of your story and giving somebody else hope, or even just being in a place where someone understands you, might save someone else. So it's something that I am really passionate about. I feel that the group coaching is a therapy that we can only really understand because it's a private little club that none of us asked to join, right? Hustle Harvey, what's up, Charlie? How's it going? Yes, we can all feel comfortable sharing it here. Exactly. You feel comfortable with your people. I think that healing from narcissistic abuse takes 3 things, okay? The back of my nails look bad, so let's go like this. These are the New Year nails. So 3 things. 1 is community. That's what we're doing here. Community. Learning about narcissistic abuse, learning about what you've dealt with. Les, how's it going, girl? Learning about the type of abuse you had to suffer through and endure. That's number 1, community. Number 2 is self-love and self-care. Or sorry, community is what we're doing here. Self-love and self-care. So getting coaching, right? Doing some things for you that put you first. Doing some of your favorite things. Thank you, John, for the badge. And then the last thing is education, which is learning about what you did. Being an educated, empathetic person who's healing. Because they don't understand that once we have the key, once we've unlocked the code to all this shit that they're doing to us, the game changes for us. Think about what silent treatment felt like when you didn't know what silent treatment was. What did that feel like? Put some words in the chat. What does it feel like to have somebody play the silent treatment game on you? What does it feel like? It's lonely. That's one. What does that feel like? Love your hat. Where can I get one? Go to link in my bio. You can get a beanie or you can get a cap. And you can also get tumblers and mugs too, right? What does it feel like when somebody does us devalued? It feels devalued, suffocating, like you're going crazy. Yes, it's absolutely gaslighting, right? Silent treatment, but it's gray rock based. It's almost like that, but no, it's not even gray rock based. It's intense radio silence where they're ignoring you. It's confusing, unwanted, isolated, like you aren't even worth it. Like you shouldn't even be here. It's awful. It's emotional torture. It is the worst kind of pain. It's debilitating. Why is it the worst kind of pain? Because you don't know what you did. They give you the silent treatment. They think it's a joke. Because they're sitting there going, oh, she's going to have to figure out what the fuck she did. And I get to sit here doing whatever I want. It's the worst. Right? It's the worst. So the silent treatment hurts when you didn't know what it was. Now, what do we know about the silent treatment? We know that it's a form of punishment from the narcissist to us. We know it's a form of gaslighting. We know it's a way for them to play games with us. When they do the silent treatment, they're silencing us. And we know that they're doing this as a play. We know that it's a chess move. Okay? Once we know that silent treatment is just punishment, once we know, what's the silent treatment now? Once we know, once we have the education, once we have the knowledge. Silent treatment is a fucking vacation, isn't it? Once we know what a silent treatment is, go ahead. Shut your mouth for 5 seconds. You never fucking shut up. You can't manipulate me when you're fucking quiet and silent, right? They can't manipulate us when they're not talking to us. Once we know that they are giving us the silent treatment, and once we know that it's just a form of punishment, once we know, party, don't threaten me with a good time, shut your mouth for the first time ever and stop abusing me. Thank fucking God you're giving me the silent treatment. I get a vacation from your abusive ass. Nap time. Go up to bed, watch your favorite Netflix show, get into a bathtub. Leave me the fuck alone. Fantastic. Give me the silent treatment all day. I'll take that. Don't threaten me with a good time. That's the power of knowledge. That's the power of education. When I work with you one-on-one, we can help you. I can help you get to a place where you can start planning things. Once I knew that I was given the silent treatment, and I figured this out in therapy, okay? Once I knew, I started planning my escape. You want to give me the silent treatment? Instead of me trying to rack my brain trying to figure out what I did, I now know I didn't do anything wrong. I now know you're just trying to punish me because you didn't get your little way like a little child having a toddler tantrum. Now I know this, so I can plan an exit strategy. I can get the fuck out of here and divorce your ass and never have to deal with being abused with the silent treatment from you again. We still get abused by the narcissist post-discard and separation, post-separation abuse. That still happens, okay? That doesn't end. But I know he'll never do the silent treatment again because guess what? I have no contact. So yes, education and information is so important. Use that time to prepare and accomplish your goals. Exactly. That's what we want to do. We want to accomplish our goals. You get excited about something, they make you guilty because you're going for even a few hours. Oh my gosh, I know. That's what happens when you're with a narcissist. They deprive you of a social life. I have goals. I fell asleep. Yeah. Some goals on self-care. You just bought the journal. Can't wait. Yes. So yeah, I'll show you a little bit of the inside of the journal. And basically it has your freedom date. Well, a little bit about the journal itself. Love is a verb. A little bit about what I believe a freedom date is. And this is what I put on the front of the journal. Your worst day on the side of freedom will still be far better than the best day you ever had with that narcissist. That's a reminder that your freedom means the world to you, okay? You celebrate your freedom date. You put it right in here. Going no contact. We talk a little bit about that. And then you get to write your story because the best story ever told is the one that you tell. The best story ever told is yours. You get to write your story in this journal. Coming up next this year, I'm going to be making another journal, publishing it on Amazon called Narc Free. It's a Narc Free journal, and this one is going to be a guided journal with prompts and get you thinking about how you're going to live your life without this person. You know, when I left the narcissist I married, when I left, I forgot what my favorite color was. I didn't know what I liked to eat. I knew I liked sushi only because I was denied having sushi. I would get yelled at and screamed at for ordering sushi. If I ever wanted sushi with my money, it's not his money. He hated that, okay? But I forgot what my favorite color was. I didn't even know what kind of songs I liked. I stopped wearing clothes that I liked. I didn't know what I wanted to wear. It took me a long time to re-identify myself and find my authenticity and self-expression. I hated that. I hated having to figure out who I was. I felt so lost. But healing and leaving a narcissist means that you're transformed. You have a new genesis of life. You're a brand new baby living in this world of healing. Okay? So what you need to do is you need to start asking yourself, who am I? Who am I if I'm not with that narcissist? Who is Ro? So the next book that I'm working on, which I'll let you all know when it comes out, which is the Narc Free Journal, that is going to give you a sense of stepping out into the world again after narcissistic abuse, thriving after abuse, and re-identifying who you are, reinventing yourself again without them. That is the tough part. That's very tough. You're starting all over from scratch. Exactly. I don't like other people now. It feels like that sometimes. I know. That's the tough part, right? I can like a feel-good pop song. Yeah, I know what I like now. You know, it's really interesting because I was so fucked up with that relationship. I knew I liked Jay-Z. We named our son after Jay-Z. Okay? But he loved Jay-Z too. But because they mirror us, they copy all of us. They copy all of our qualities. It's like they're trying it on like a little outfit. Who is Ro? I like her. I'm going to try this personality on because they don't have a personality of their own. So all of your likes, all of the things you love, all the things that make you happy, make them happy too. So when you leave the relationship, it's like, did I really like those things, or was I just in the idealization phase? You're mirroring each other in a way. You want to gain approval. What books do I recommend to learn about narcissism? There's a few that are on the link in my bio. So books recommended by Coach Ro is on the link in my bio. And if you scroll down, you'll see Psychopath Free, written by Jackson McKenzie, is a really great book to just kind of get you started on the different types of psychopathy and personality disorders. And it pretty much, when I read it, it was like written for the narcissist. It was like, that's the one I married. Why Does He Do That? By Lundy Bancroft, which I'm going to be interviewing on February 6th. There's going to be a webinar coming up. So if you want to get the book and then attend the webinar, that would be a perfect double whammy. You're going to learn so much. If you want like kind of a really good kind of thriller type written book, my friend Carrie McAvoy, she's Carrie McAvoy PhD on TikTok, Carrie McAvoy PhD as well on Instagram. She wrote the book Love You More, and it's written from a perspective like a cinematic way. It's not your typical educational type book. It's written like a story. It's very much like a thriller. It's very suspenseful and it's really good. It's called Love You More. Monthly? What are you asking, sweetheart? I'm just now able to travel. People are surprised I've never been on a plane before. Was the narcissist not letting you travel? So the narcissist denies you a lot of things. This is why I say every day on the side of freedom is so much sweeter. Even your worst day on the side of freedom will still be far better than the best day you have with that narcissist. What is monthly? What are you asking? The books are all on the link in my bio, so you can find them there. I do have a monthly group coaching session that the next one that's coming up, it's just a drop-in fee. So the next one that's coming up is January 15th. There's no obligation to go every month. You can just, the groups are not obligation. Like it's not a monthly membership. You can just drop in and purchase a ticket anytime you want to join a group. Can you connect to people who's passed? No. Thank you, Ro. Have to go to sleep now. Freedom date, June 22nd, June 2022. Awesome. Bless your work. Thank you. He traveled to Mexico and I stayed behind to work and care for my business since I'm solo. Yeah, freedom is no fear. Nina Simone. Ooh, that's a good one. No fear. Freedom is no fear. So I don't know if you know this about me. Some of you do know because you've been following me for a while or you're friends of mine. Last year was 2 years ago. It will be 2021. This happens in September. I tested positive for COVID, and whatever. A lot of us get COVID, okay? But this particular COVID for me turned out to be very fatal, almost fatal. And I had a very severe case of COVID pneumonia. And I would talk to the doctors about it, and the reason why, no reason. It just kind of hits you like Russian roulette. You have no idea. So within days of my COVID test being positive, I lost oxygen, and I was so low in oxygen. It was about, I think it was like 40 to 50% below oxygen. And I was sent to emergency, and they intubated me immediately. They put me in an induced coma, and I was on that life support tube or whatever, breathing my lungs and trying to give me antibiotics to save my life. I was in a coma for 8 days, and I was in ICU for 18 days. Was it 18 days? Was it 18 days? 18 or 20 days or something like that. It was so hard. I was like breathing through a tube. I couldn't breathe at some point. I thought I was going to die. I was really in a dark place. It was so desolate, and I was actually chanting. I was chanting, "No will left to live. I have no will left to live." I remember saying that. And do I have long COVID from this? No, I don't. That was so hard for me. And it was probably the worst day of my life. I remember saying to the nurses, I've had 3 kids, 2 of them were unmedicated, and this hurts the most, right? Like I remember saying that. I remember saying like, I can't live. I'm going to die. Like I was like ready to die. There was one day that I didn't sleep for, I don't know how long. It was like 60 hours or something like that. I don't know how long. It was like it felt like 3 days. And I did survive. But there was one day where I was looking at that clock, and I was looking at my oxygen. It was kept dropping, and was up again and dropping, and I couldn't breathe, and I was going insane, and I was like ripping my hair out. I had these little space buns that the nurse put all my big hair into these buns, and I was ripping the buns because my whole body was in pain. And I remember that was probably the worst day of my life. It felt like it. Okay. Any lingering stuff from the COVID? No. But I'm going to tell you something, and this might sound really fucked up. The amount of pain that I was in, feeling like I was going to die, that day was probably the worst day. It was still better than any good day I had with the narcissist, even my wedding. Because I was free. Because I was in my freedom, and I was living in freedom. I was in that hospital with a tube in my mouth, spitting vomit into a cup every 5 minutes, pretty much shitting myself, like being walked over to the catheter, a rectal catheter. Like, this was not fun, guys. This sucked. Sounds delicious. That was still better than my wedding. Every day on the side of freedom will always be sweeter. Even the worst day on your side of freedom will still be far better than the best day you ever had with that narcissist. Ever, hands down, promise you. It was awful, but I was free. And look where I am right now, right? I'm free, and I'm still free. Guys, I want you to remember that. Freedom is everything. I didn't realize it at the time. Biggest, beautiful blessing. We don't know. Pain is growth. Pain is progress. Pain is worth it. Exactly. Pain, I used to be a doula. So I used to work as a doula, and I would help people, guide them, and give them prenatal education and, childbirth education classes, and help them when they're having a baby. And one of the things I would say to them is pain is necessary. It's pain. It stands for purposeful. I forget what the A is. Intermittent and necessary. Pain, purposeful. Intermittent and necessary. Now I have to remember what the A is. But it's necessary. Right? It's worth it. We need it. We need it. It's intermittent. It doesn't last all the time. It's not always living with us. We have moments of happiness too, guys. We just have to recognize that it's there. It means we're growing, and there's a purpose to pain. Pain is purposeful. Damn hugs. Thank you so much, guys. 7 months and I'm free. Okay, so I will end the live. I want to let you guys know, if you do want to book with me, I do one-on-one coaching. I also offer a monthly group coaching session, which is basically group therapy, okay, guys? So if you want to be in a group of, I promise you, people who will get it, people who have been there, people who have lived it, and you also get a little bit of coaching from me as well in the group. It is a really lovely space where you can just take your blanket, take a box of tissues, get a beverage, get a snack, and sit with an amazing group of people sharing your story and listening to other people share. It's support. You can get that on the link in my bio under monthly group coaching session for January 15th is the next one that's coming up. January 25th is a webinar called Dating Again, How to Survive Heartbreak, or How to Avoid Heartbreak After Surviving a Toxic Breakup. This is going to give you the tools to go out into the world and trust yourself with the knowledge and confidence to date again. I know it's scary to date again, okay? But this is going to give you the tools to feel ready when you're ready. You don't have to be ready today. You don't have to be ready on January 25th. You don't even have to be ready a year from then. But you'll have the knowledge and tools that when you are ready, you can. I should be the host of Dating Again, right? So it's hosted by Lisa Sunny, and I'm a panelist on it. It's called Dating Again. So you can find that on the link in my bio. The next one that's coming up after that, February 6th, is Lundy Bancroft. We'll be interviewing him. He wrote the book, Why Does He Do That? Inside the Minds of Controlling and Abusive Men. And we're going to be picking his brain. It's going to be amazing. That one is going to be one that you will want to attend. All of these webinars are recorded and sent to you to your email after they are done. So you'll always have them in your toolbox anytime you want to watch them again. And of course, all of my lives are also recorded and put onto YouTube. So I do have a YouTube channel that you can find in the link in my bio. If you ever want to watch these lives again, or you just want to listen to it, I have them all on my podcasts as well. So you'll be able to just listen to it. And if there was something that caught your eye, caught your ear, and really resonated or stuck out for you, you can listen to that again and give yourself that bit of motivation or whatever it did for you. Okay. Lastly, I have the Narc free beanies and the hats, and I also have my Rollercoaster of Love journal on Amazon, and my one-on-one coaching. Okay. And I say all this because I want to offer you my services, okay? But what I want you to know is that when you support me this way, I don't ask for handouts or ask for charity or anything like that, but when you support me this way, you're supporting me and my family. The narcissist that I married has turned into a deadbeat dad, and I'll just share this, and I don't care if he's listening. He finds it to be amusing to withhold child support and have me try to struggle to pay my rent. And so that just means that I have to work harder, hustle harder, and be here for you so that I can offer you the gifts that I have learned through this healing and monetize for my family. I don't do that by going GoFundMe and ask for money and ask for gifts and things like that. I do that by letting you know the services I provide for you. Okay? So, and guess what? One of the days when my bag is up, I always pay it forward. One of the days you're going to be getting something, your business will be thriving, and I'll be there to support you. Okay, so if you do want to book with me, or if you're interested in any of my products, check the link in my bio. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And I want to just finish this live off. Thank you for the heart. I do want to finish this live off by telling you that every day on the side of freedom will still be sweeter and far better than the worst day you've ever had with that narcissist. Even the worst day, you ever had with the narcissist will be far better than the best, okay? And I want you to, yeah, thank you. It's okay. I'm hustling. He makes me hustle harder. He wants to do that. I hustle harder. That's what the narcissist doesn't realize, is how strong we actually are. My mindset is abundance and gratitude. His mindset is schemy, scarcity, and being a deadbeat dad. That's his mindset. My mindset is gratitude for you all and abundance that comes from gratitude. So this is where we live. We live in this. They live in that. Misery. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Stay narc free in 2023.